How about now? How about now? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let's see. Cut, take two. Buzzing audio. Can you guys hear me now? Yeah, no? No, yeah? We good? Okay, there we go. It was a little delayed on the chat. All right. Appreciate you guys. Sorry about that. As I was saying, and you guys did not hear, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Apple Home Talk Live. We'll try that again. Take two. This is the live stream all about building a smart home. I'm so glad you guys could join me on this special Thanksgiving edition. Yeah, I just didn't, my little microphone cord was just not plugged in all the way. So, you know, that's how it goes sometimes with these live streams. But I'm glad you guys could join me here. Let's say hi to some folks. We'll check the chat and then we'll just get going. We've got a few things in the news kind of we'll talk about with smart home related stuff. And then we're just going to get into it. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'll answer some questions and stuff like that. I saw, let's see, Mr. Rob Burns joined as a channel member. Thank you so much for joining. Let me fix my little chat bubble here. Appreciate you joining as a channel member. And I see we got a lot of channel members here in the chat. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. As a channel member, you get access to our member Discord server. So would love to see you guys over there. I've been in there. I was just in there earlier today. And you can ask questions, provide feedback. Lots of great back and forth over there as everybody's kind of building smart homes. Everybody's sort of on different stages of their journey, I guess, which is always a lot of fun. So it's a really cool place to hang out. And also we do some behind the scenes stuff like that. And I'm going to try to do some more of that also in December. So stay on the lookout for that if you are a channel member. Eric, what's up, Eric? What will you be cooking up for Thanksgiving? Man, welcome, Eric. Thank you. I'm well. Yeah, I'm well. The house is already starting to smell like food. I am not much of a cook. My wife is actually doing a lot of the cooking. And we got some stuff cooking down there right now. I've offered to do the turkey, but we're just doing it simple this year. We're getting the turkey. We're buying the turkey, doing it simple. So yeah, but it's always fun. I kind of enjoy Thanksgiving. It's kind of one of my favorite ones, you know. It's kind of gets overshadowed by Christmas these days, but I just enjoy Thanksgiving. It's kind of low key. It's less stress than, you know, Christmas and good food, you know, hanging out with family and friends. I mean, what's not to love? It's one of my favorites, I think. So I'm excited to kind of relax a little bit tomorrow and just try to take it easy, man. I've been just kind of like working, doing a lot of stuff. I actually have some videos coming out, so I've been working like crazy. And then the whole Black Friday thing, which we'll talk about here a little bit today. Yeah, it's just a lot of work, you know, usually leading up into Thanksgiving. But come tomorrow, I'm going to take it easy, I think, and just relax a little bit. But we do have a couple of videos. I'm planning, I should have 2 more videos posting this week. So one probably Friday. I think I'm gonna do the other one. I might wait till actually Monday for the next one. So either Sunday or Monday. So I've got a couple videos coming though in the next week you guys can check out. And also we had a podcast published yesterday, which I saw some of you guys were chatting about in the stream there. So, you know, got some stuff to watch maybe after you stuff your bellies with good food tomorrow and maybe on Friday. So yeah, check them out and stay tuned for that. Lone Star Trent celebrating 40 months of membership, man. Thank you, Trent, Lone Star Trent, as always, for the continued support and helping out here in these chats. Happy Thanksgiving, bro. Headed to the ABC store after the stream. Nice. You know, that's a good idea. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have a little bit of time too. I think I'll have to do that. Ours closes, it's weird, like state by state, it's always different. Ours closes at 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. every day. So I always got to plan it out. But yeah, that's probably a good idea. I might should do that too. I do actually have to go to the store anyways to get a few things, you know, for all the food and everything like that. So as soon as the stream is done, I'll be doing that as well, it looks like. Ghost Rider says, Let me make this a little bit bigger. Great timing on the stream. My Aqara lock gave out on me today. I'm looking for a new thread-based lock. What is your current favorite? No Aqara for me. Haven't had a great experience. Interesting. Yeah, I've had really good experience with my Aqara products. So, and I know a lot of people that like them, but some others to look at. If you're looking for a thread-based lock, I would check out a couple I would mention here. And we'll get to some other stuff. I'm just gonna pull up my, this is my Black Friday smart home deal list. If you guys haven't seen this, I did publish a video earlier in the week, but there's a link to this page in the description of the live stream. You can check that out. But a couple to mention that I know are on sale right now for thread-based lock. One is the the Thorbolt X1 door lock. This is a pretty good one. It supports HomeKit and fingerprint and all that stuff. And yeah, it's a pretty basic lock, but this one's 15% off, so a good price on that one. I'm using that one right now on one of my doors. And then the other one that I like is the Whatley Visage or however you say that one. That one's really cool. It has facial recognition. It's more expensive though. So that's a good one to check out. It supports HomeKit and all that stuff as well. So those are probably the two that I would look at. Yeah, Nuki, and it kind of depends. So like you said, Aqara, you didn't mention which one. You did say I'm looking for a new thread-based lock. So I don't know if you had like their other one that was thread is the retrofit lock, the Aqara U200. So I'm not sure if you're using a retrofit lock. But yeah, a good retrofit lock is the Nuki one. So it just kind of depends. There's like different styles. But the ones that I mentioned are like full deadbolt replacements, not the retrofit ones. Yeah, SwitchBot makes a good retrofit one also. So what have you guys, okay, Holland Tech, thank you, says I second the Thorbolt X1. Turin says Aqara has been, yeah, you guys probably know if you watch my channel, Aqara is one of my favorites. I really haven't had issues with it, like any serious issues with any of their products. But let's see, Schlagen Code Plus, that's another good one. I used that one for many years. It was really solid and does support thread, that's correct. I did end up having some issues, I used it again for a few years, 2 or 3 years, and the touchpad started kind of not being responsive, and my family used that a lot. And there's no HomeKit. Or no, sorry, there is HomeKit. There's no fingerprint on the Schlage. So I did end up switching that one out, but that one was really solid for a long time for me. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. Being in Michigan, it's been a significant change over the last few years in people's celebration habits, switching from alcohol to cannabis. Yeah, I think there's been a lot, it's kind of like a common thing, it seems like. People are, like the young kids, seems like they're drinking less, which is not a terrible thing. Sam Gabby, what's up, Sam? Good to see you here. Oh, Eric's in the house. Eric Wheelander, what's up, Eric? Glad you could stop in. Level Lock Pro is a good high-end lock with thread. Another good one. Thank you, Eric. Good point. Yeah, there's just, honestly, there's so many smart locks nowadays. Like, it's kind of crazy. I've done like a number of videos on different smart locks, and I've only scratched the surface, really. There's just so many. So yeah, lots of good options though. Lots of good options. But what have you guys been looking at for Black Friday? Everything's pretty much on sale. Again, I've got my list if you guys want to check it out. Those are affiliate links, so that does help the channel. But I put a lot of the stuff on this. Most of the stuff on here is stuff that I've used or I'm currently using, or they're just, well, I have used everything I think that's on this list, just about. And all this stuff is good deals. We got robot vacuums from like Roborock and Narwhal. Smart Wings, their shades are on sale right now. SwitchBot, Aqara, the Anchor Solex. I just got recently got the one of their power banks, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. So that's nice. But what have you guys been looking at for Black Friday? Have you placed any orders yet? How are you upgrading your smart home? It's always exciting to hear what you guys are doing. And, you know, it's always just fun to get some new stuff and kind of expand our smart homes. Oh, nice. Talzald, I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm so sorry. Says, I installed 2 third reality switches with the MZ1 hub. Nice. Nice, man. That's one of the things that I ordered myself on Black Friday. Well, I guess not on Black Friday. It's not even Black Friday yet. It's weird we have Black Friday, sales pretty much all month these days. It's not like it used to be. But earlier in the week, I ordered one of the third reality switches also that I've got something very specific in mind for that. So I might make a video on that one. Yeah, good deals. That's right, John. There are a lot, again, on that list. Man, if you look at the third reality stuff, they just have, their stuff is already really well priced anyways, pretty affordable, but they've got just like everything pretty much on sale. The smart buttons, I've got a few of these in the house. Smart plugs. They've got their new smart plug too. This is their new Matter plug, and they got 4-packs on sale too. I mean, that's $35 basically for a 4-pack. Let's check these out. This is their Matter. This is the Matter one, right? Yeah. So it's Matter over Wi-Fi for these, but yeah, they've got some Matter stuff now, and a lot of Zigbee products. That soil moisture sensor. I really like the. Let's see. Where is it? Somewhere in here, the nightlight. So they also have, I think it's called the Matter nightlight. Yeah, these are really cool too. I've been using these for quite a while. They've got the Thread version and then the Matter version, which is Matter over Wi-Fi. But you could do some cool stuff. It's like a multi-sensor, plugs into the wall. Cool little nightlight. You can do like some stuff with your automations and things like that. Dan celebrates 46 months of membership. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate you, man. Dan says, I already got my Black Friday deals, 3D printer and filament. Nice, Bamboo Labs. Nice, man. Did you get some deals on, are they running deals on the Bamboo Labs filament? I probably need to look into that. We were talking in our Discord server. That's been fun to watch the Discord server. We've got a 3D prints area channel in our Discord server. And a lot of people have been getting into 3D printing, and that's been kind of fun to watch. Nice, Dan got the P1S combo. I've really had the itch to upgrade and get a larger 3D printer, so it's probably something I'm gonna be looking at in the near future. I've been rocking the what is it called? The Mini, the A1 Mini for a while, and it's great, but I want to print some bigger stuff. So, dude, Sam. Coming through, Sam, thank you so much. Just gifted 20 memberships. Man, thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate that, man. Very kind of you. In the season of giving, I appreciate that. So 20 of you guys here that joined live. Nice. And all right, so we've got just over 100 viewers, it looks like. Wasn't sure how many people we'd have tuning in today with the holidays and everything. So, but 20 of you guys just were gifted a membership. So we can thank Sam for that. Thank you, Sam. As a channel member, you can get access to our Discord server and all the other perks as well. So check that out. If you just got gifted a membership, all you have to do is create a Discord account. It's free if you haven't already done that over on Discord website or in the app. And then just you connect your YouTube account there in your Discord settings, and you can get access to our member server there in Discord. So check it out if you're a new member. Would love to see you over there. Oh, nice. Eric ordered a bunch of the filament with the Bamboo Labs sale. I got to check that out. I haven't checked that out yet. Oh, also got the P1S combo deal. Nice. Nice. All right, let me check, follow up here in the chat. Oh, what's up, 61 John T? Finally got you live. Glad you could make it, man. I wasn't sure how today would be. Everybody's kind of getting ready for Thanksgiving, or a lot of people in the U.S. anyways. But I figured, some people might have the day off or getting off early and want to hang out. All right, let me check a couple of comments here. I saw this was earlier. Digital Designer says, I'd really love for Shane to do a video on the update for controller for HomeKit 8.0. Anyone else to see if it's worth buying or not? Yeah, I have not done a video on the controller for HomeKit app since the latest update, which just came out recently, 8.0. I did do a video, I think, with 7.0 when that came out. I've done quite a few videos over the years on the controller for HomeKit app, so you can definitely look at the older apps. I definitely love the app. I mean, I would say it's worth it if you're a serious HomeKit user. There has been, we talked about this last week a little bit with the recent update, and they kind of pulled back one of the features really that I know some people got the lifetime license probably just for this feature, the hub mode feature, and then they kind of removed that, and that's only in the subscription model now. So some people were kind of upset about that. So, again, we won't go all into it, I guess, unless you guys want to, because we talked about it last week. But, aside from that little issue or whatever, however you feel about that, it's a great app for sure for HomeKit users. And it's, I think, 38% off right now too. So the controller for HomeKit app, that like pro subscription or whatever, is 38% off, I want to say. Oh, nice. 3D printers in full effect with or full elf on the shelf accessory mode. That's a great idea, man. Like my youngest child is now finally old enough where we're not, we don't have any intense elf activity in our house these days, which I'm not totally mad at. I'll be honest with you. I miss some things about the kids being younger around Christmas time, but that old elf on the shelf, I don't miss that too much. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, nice. Larry, what's up, Larry? Says, I just bought the Lutron Clearo and Diva Smart Switch for the downstairs bathroom to set up automations for the lights and the vent fan. Going to use them in conjunction with Link and Link presence sensor. Nice. Yeah, that's a great one right there. The Lutron stuff is on sale right now. So they've got their starter packs on sale, I think 20% off. And the individual switches are 15% off. Let me just double check that to make sure I said that right. But yeah, that's a really good thing. They just started doing that like recently during these sale events speaking of Lutron here. So yeah, you can get the dimmers for 15% off most of them. So that's really nice, because when they used to do like Black Friday deals up until maybe the last year or so, they would only mark down the starter kits, which is nice, but those of us who like to kind of slowly add on to our setup over time, because those light switches do get expensive. They're amazing, but they get expensive. So I kind of added on to my setup, over time, get a few here and there. So it's nice that they have those on sale now, just the individual switches if you already have like the hub and all that stuff. All right, I see a couple questions. I'm going to flag these questions. I'm going to come back to them. And if you guys do have questions for me, do like some of these comments here and preface your comment with the word question. That's going to help it stick out to me, and I'm going to flag it and come back to those. But real quick, speaking of presence sensors, I did want to share this with you guys because I still am getting like a lot of comments and questions and interest in the Aqara FP300 sensor, which did sell out on Amazon like in the first week or so. It is now back available, at least for me, and you can it's kind of like a pre-order, so they're not going to be available until middle to late December, which is kind of what I've shared that over on Instagram. But so yeah, they're, I guess, trying to replenish that stock. You can pre-order them now, and because it was just saying unavailable for the last like week or two, and now you can go ahead and order them. You're just not going to get it, at least where I'm at, until middle December or late December. So wanted to share that because again, I get a lot. I kind of wish I would have ordered a couple more before they sold out, but I think I'm going to probably put a few more in my house because those things are awesome. And then I'll say too, speaking of presence sensors, I'm going to go ahead and mention this. I saw this, and you guys can let me know what you think. I'll just share it. Maris has a thread presence sensor coming out. It looks like shipping. This is a pre-sale, and it's estimating shipping date in late December. So, looks like, and it's, I guess this is Matter. I'm pretty, Matter over Thread. So kind of a similar product, has this like kind of boxy looking design here. So yeah, it's kind of a little cheaper, looks like, than the Aqara FP300. I like the design of the FP300 better. But I want to share that with you guys in case you want to check that out. I, for one, will not be getting that. I don't use any Maris products in my house anymore for different reasons. So I'm not going to be using that one, but if you want, that one is available now, or at least it's available to order. So Lone Star Trent, no, I have not ordered the SwitchBot one. I need to get that one too. So SwitchBot also has a presence sensor, a wireless presence sensor, and I do want to check that one out and see kind of how it compares. It connects over Bluetooth, so I'm a little hesitant on like how well the response time and stuff is going to be on that. But the other SwitchBot stuff that I've used, I've been pretty happy with just about everything. So, but yeah, I'm curious how that Bluetooth connection will work versus like Thread or Zigbee from the others. Yeah, that's a good reminder. I need to order that one. I do want to check it out. Yeah, it doesn't look as good either. The FP300 is the best looking wireless presence sensor I think that I've seen. Howard Cameron says, is it any better with Ghostwise with the FP2? Worth the upgrade outside of the wireless? So, I haven't experienced, so when he says ghost, he's referring to like, I guess it's basically false triggers is, I guess, what you would say. With the Aqara FP2, which I actually have one sitting right here at my desk. So this is the FP2. I plan on installing this and using this. I think I'm gonna put this in my garage. But with the FP2, there's a lot more functionality, like zone control and stuff like that, and you can actually see like a diagram kind of your space and everything, and you can see when somebody is there, and you get that ghosting where it'll show somebody there when they're not really there. It's hard to kind of say if the FP300 has that same issue because you don't see the same diagram. There's no way to there's no zone control, and you can't do the whole diagram thing like you do with the FP2. So with that said, I have not noticed any false triggers with mine, like as far as like automations running and stuff like that. I mean, I haven't sat there and just like watched, I guess I could check the logs, which, yeah, I mean, I have done that. And I haven't noticed any false triggers, I guess is my point. And I have set up a bunch of automations using my FP300, mainly controlling lights and stuff. And like I said, I have not noticed them, those automations triggering and stuff when nobody is there. So I guess that means it's better. But I mean, I really like the FP2 also. So, I just don't really use like the zone control and stuff. Smart Home Solo, love the Snoopy screensavers. Yeah, they got a lot of Thanksgiving themed screensavers going on now, so that's kind of cool. Put these on the TVs And I don't know, did you guys know that they will change the Snoopy screensavers on the Apple TV? They will change based on like the holidays. So we got a lot of Thanksgiving and fall themed ones now. It'll probably change to Christmas here pretty soon. But it also changes based on like the weather and stuff in your area. So if it's sunny, you'll see Snoopy with like sunglasses and the sun beating down and stuff. And then if it's raining, it'll actually be raining on the screensavers and everything. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it's a pretty neat little feature. Let's see here. All right, let me go back to some of these saved ones here. Arlene says, have you contacted Aqara about Matter 1.5 roadmap? No, I haven't. Probably regarding the cameras is what I'm assuming is what most people are interested in. I think somebody actually mentioned in our Discord server today asking about their camera support and everything. So I have not spoken with them about that. What I'm planning on doing is I can't wait for CES this year, which is the first week in January, or yeah, maybe the first 2 weeks in January. And yeah, I'm excited because like there's always a bunch of camera manufacturers out there, and of course Aqara is out there, all the brands that like I know and love and use, a lot of the ones that we talk about here a lot. And that's going to be anybody that makes a camera. That's going to be my first question is like, all right, so when is Matter support coming? And you know, I would like to know updates, you know, if any of them are going to update existing hardware, you know, things like that. But I have not heard from anybody specifically yet about that. But I will be asking for sure at CES. Edgar, the FP300 is available to order. So it just went back live like today or yesterday where you can order it, but shipping won't start until like middle of December at the earliest. So middle to late December is when they'll be back in stock, but you can go ahead and order them. Even new brands, yeah. So that's where I think this is going to get really exciting with cameras being supported in Matter, is seeing, you know, brands that maybe we never heard of, or maybe like I probably never paid much attention to, you know, because maybe they don't support HomeKit or whatever. And with Matter supporting cameras, I expect we'll see more brands that will support cameras that maybe we never heard of. And it could really open up a lot more competition within the market. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know how long it's going to take for these companies to kind of adopt Matter and stuff, especially ones we never heard of. But that is something that I kind of expect to see and be really interesting. And I hope that Matter support is kind of compelling for a lot of these brands to implement, because you know, it could reduce the amount of required, you know, ecosystem lock-in that you get with cameras a lot, you know, having to pay for subscriptions and all that kind of stuff, which just kind of sucks. Like I really don't like that when it comes to cameras. I always say that if there's a camera brand that requires any kind of like subscription just to get features or whatever, or recordings, I'm just not a fan of that. So it'll be really interesting to see how Matter affects that here in the next year. Awesome American celebrates 16 months of membership. Thank you so much, man, for the continued support. For people that were gifted memberships, make sure to join Discord server. It's how I joined and never left. Best server and even better people. Man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I couldn't agree more. Amazing, amazing people over there in the Discord server. You guys are all awesome and cool, man. That's cool. So I didn't realize that. So you joined initially with the gifted membership, I guess, from here from the stream. So, and never left. So that's really cool, man. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. And thanks to everybody over there in the Discord that's always helping out and And it's really, really cool conversations over there. Hopefully Apple will come out with their own cameras. Hopefully. I'm not expecting it anytime soon. I've been wrong before, but I don't see it happening. I mean, they still haven't released the new HomePod that we've been hearing rumored. They haven't released the new Apple TV yet. Obviously, they haven't released the new HomePod with the screen or whatever, the Home Hub device. So them getting into cameras, it's probably gonna be after all that. So it's probably not gonna be for a while, if ever. All right, see some questions here. I'm going to save as many as I can. We'll get to the dessert. So let me make sure there's nothing else important that I wanted to cover. I guess that was all the important stuff. So we'll do questions here for the rest of the stream today. Rice Eater 483 says, do the upcoming UWB locks still excite you, or are you kind of over smart locks now? Yeah, man, that's a good question. Yes and no, I guess would be my answer. I am kind of over smart locks because, again, it was really exciting, like, for a while when HomeKey first came out and was supported. I loved it, and there were only 1 or 2 locks that supported HomeKey at first. And then we started seeing more and more and more, which was awesome. Again, I love that. More competition, the better. But it did get to a point where I was just like, everybody's making smart locks. There's so many different kinds. I did tons of videos on smart locks over the past year or two. And so, we're kind of at the point now where it's like, I mean, I don't know. I won't say they're not like innovating. They're coming out with more and more features. Like, now we got facial recognition on a few of the smart locks. There's the palm vein technology. All that's really cool. But, it's just more ways to unlock your door. So I am kind of over smart locks in that regard. But I do think that the UWB support will be a way to kind of re-excite me regarding smart locks, because I think I've seen some demos before, like at CES and stuff in the past, and I think it's going to work really well. Like, ultra wideband is a really precise technology, so I think it's going to work really well. I hope it works really well on these locks, and I am excited to test that out and try it out. Now, obviously, once everybody's doing UWB locks and stuff, I'll probably get tired of it eventually too. But I am excited about that. So that'll kind of re-excite my my passion for smart locks, I think. Once we start seeing those UWB locks, specifically with HomeKit. So, like, I really want to see the HomeKit UWB lock supported, but yeah, we're still waiting on that too. Ben Broadbeck asks, how do you plan for jumps when installing the Govee permanent outdoor lights? I don't know if there's really any great answer for this. I mean, all I can say, it's what I said in my videos when I'm talking about the Govee lights, is just don't fast forward through the planning phase. Really take your time. That's all I can recommend, is just really plan. I spent so much time standing in front of my house, staring at my roof line, and analyzing and thinking how I'm going to run all my wires and stuff. And so I would just say, really spend the time. And that's just how I plan for it, is I stand out in my front yard and stare at my roof line. I took my iPad out, and I took a photo of my roof line, and then I used just the Photos app, and I drew on the photo to plan where I was going to do my cuts and where I was going to do my jumps and all that kind of stuff right there, just drawing it out on the iPad with the Apple Pencil. So that really helped, just to really have a good plan down, before we started any of the installation. So, I mean, that's how I plan to do it. But, every house is going to be different. Every roof line is different. And some of them are really complicated and tricky. Some of them are pretty straightforward. So it's just going to depend on your house. But definitely don't skip on the planning phase. Take your time, and yeah, try just taking a photo and then drawing over it, you know, erase or whatever, and come up with a good plan that way. That's what I did. Do you think HomeKit Secure Video will ever support more than just 1080p? Yeah, I do think it will eventually. I don't know when. I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't been updated yet at this point, but I do think it will be eventually. And maybe this whole Matter update will be some. I think whenever Apple releases their new home products, like the new Home Hub, maybe even the new HomePod and new Apple TV we've heard about, the updated Siri, all that kind of stuff. I think we're probably going to see some pretty significant updates with HomeKit and just the smart home ecosystem there within Apple. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. I don't know, but I do think that's coming. And so maybe that increased resolution will be part of that. And I don't know if you noticed, but like the new Matter 1.5 update that supports cameras now does support video resolutions up to 4K. So, you know, there's definitely like some, you know, reason for them to do something there, because they're just going to be falling behind if, you know, all these other ecosystems can support Matter cameras up to 4K or 2K or whatever, and they're just 1080p. You know, they need to do something about that. So hopefully that's going to come sooner rather than later. But, you know, it's been years and it still hasn't happened. So I don't know. Let's see. Is the plug and controller water resistant on the Govee permanent outdoor lights? Yeah, the controller and the you have to look specifically. They are all IP rated for something, and I think the newest ones, the Govee outdoor lights Prism. Let's see. I might be able to pull up. I don't know if they have like a comparison on their website, but I know the Prism ones have the highest waterproof rating for both the lights and the control box and the power supply. The other ones, they're all IP rated, but I don't remember exactly what it is. The lights are higher, and then the controller is slightly lower, except on the Prism. So let's see. Yeah, so if you go to this is for the Prism here, but just to show you, so whichever model you're looking at, if you go look at the specs on the Govee site, you can see right here, waterproof. Oh, the lights are IP68, okay. And the power adapter and the control box are IP67 on these. So I thought it was all IP67, even the lights, but it looks like the lights, it says IP68. But the power adapter and the control box are IP67. So you just got to go look at whatever model you're interested in down in the specs, and it'll tell you specifically for the control box and the power adapter as well as the lights. So I would recommend, like, if it's possible, to install them somewhere where you can like put the control box and everything, the power supply or the adapter, either covered up, or like, I don't think I would put it in an attic unless you had to. I don't know, maybe that would be okay, but I probably wouldn't put it in an attic. But I have mine in my garage, so I was able to just punch through, and I have all mine in my garage, which is has been really good for me. But, you know, under a porch or something like that would probably be good. Turin says, I will probably buy the Govee Prism lights to replace my outdoor Pros in the front of the house. They use my Pros to finish wrapping around the back. Okay, nice. Yeah, I replaced. I went from the outdoor lights 2 on the front of my house straight to the prisms was the upgrade that I did. And it's funny. This is a funny little story. So I was talking to some neighbors and stuff recently, just the other day, and I was telling my wife like prior after we installed the new prism lights, I was like, oh look, they change, and I was like they're different. You can see the animations, and I was like, yeah, nobody else is gonna know. Nobody's gonna notice. Is gonna notice that, right? Oh, Snoopy went off. I need to get Snoopy back up there. I was like, yeah, nobody else is gonna like realize there's a difference. But I was talking to one of my neighbors, and she was like, yeah, my husband, who also has some Govee lights installed at their house, she was like, yeah, my husband noticed, and she said he must have got the new ones. Those are different. And that made my day. I was like, somebody noticed. We got the new ones up there. I thought that was cool. But yeah, they do look pretty sweet. We'll get to some more questions here. I gotta get Snoopy back. Speaking of 3D printers, I love that little 3D printed Apple TV remote holder that I got there. All right, there we go. Snoopy's back for the holidays. All right, let's see what we got here. Andy says, does anyone use a smart shower valve, Moen smart shower? I've not used a smart shower or a smart shower valve of any sort. Somebody asked me recently if that's going to be next. Could be in my house. It's one of the few things maybe that I haven't got smart. I did just install a smart toilet. Yeah, so that was exciting. Actually, yeah, it's actually been pretty nice. So I'm doing a video on that pretty soon. But yeah, I got a smart toilet, but never used a smart shower before. I think there used to be one that supported HomeKit, I think, but I don't know. Has anybody ever used that? I'll answer this one real quick. DNE Ways says, what are your thoughts on HomeKit Secure Router? Do you think it should make a comeback? I honestly, I could care less about that. I never used HomeKit Secure routers. I don't think any of the ones that I had ever supported it. From what I heard, I think it caused more problems than anything. It was a good idea, and I like the idea behind it. But I think for people maybe that, kind of your average person, like it would cause more trouble than anything because some of the security settings and stuff in there, people maybe didn't understand what it was doing, and it was blocking traffic for like their smart devices and stuff. So I really could care less about HomeKit support on my router for like that HomeKit secure routing that they had for a while. It's not something I ever used, and I would just rather set up my router to do any of the like security stuff that I need that way, personally. Automated House. What's up, Jimmy? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the Smart Toilet Gang. Yeah, man. Thank you. I thought about you as I was installing my toilet. Jimmy, y'all check out Jimmy Automated House. Check out his YouTube channel and TikTok and everything. I was thinking about you when I was installing that. He did a short. A pretty funny little short video a while back on a smart toilet. So, all right, let's see some more questions here. Smart home solo, man. Sorry, I'm just getting to your question. I appreciate the patience, everyone, as it takes a little while to get to these questions sometimes. It says, has the Morass garage door opener gotten better over time? Have you heard any recent experiences? I mentioned it earlier. I'm not using any Morass products in my house anymore, and I don't plan to. I have heard regarding other people's experiences, just from what I've heard very mixed reviews when it comes to the Maris products. I don't think I've heard anybody say they just love Maris stuff. And you guys correct me if I'm wrong. If there's anybody here in the chat that loves Maris products or loves or doesn't or whatever, share your experience here. I don't know that I've heard anybody that says they just absolutely love all the Maris stuff. I've heard a lot of people say they've had a lot of connectivity issues with Maris products, which is kind of the experience that I had. I did use the garage door opener for a while, and it was pretty good. It was okay, but I did have some connection issues with it, especially early on. Those slowly got better, but it still was there a little bit. And I haven't used the garage door opener in probably a couple years since I switched over to the Tailwind, and the Tailwind has been rock solid. And I can kind of compare, like when I hear feedback, like for example, people that I know who have gotten the Tailwind, I've heard nothing but like praise pretty much regarding Tailwind. Like everybody seems to really love the Tailwind, and I don't seem to kind of hear that same sort of thing regarding the Maris one. So that's just what I've heard. That's my experience. Take it for what it's worth. But yeah, I'm mad at Maris. Edgar says, has anyone updated their Onvis Smart Plugs S4 to Matter 1.5? That came out last night. You're right. Thank you, Edgar, for sharing that. I wonder if I can find, was there any articles or anything about that? Not sure. I did see that. Oh, HomeKit. Oh, no, that's not it. I thought I did see an article or something about that. Maybe not. But yeah, Onvis updated their smart plugs. Maybe there was something somebody shared something in Discord, I think, too, about it. Where was that? Let's see. Let's see if we can get there. Oh, it was no, never mind. It was just an X post, a Twitter post. Sorry, I thought it was an article. I was going to bring it up. Yeah, that's pretty awesome that Onvis has already updated their smart plug to support Matter 1.5. Really nice. Doesn't matter too much when, the smart home ecosystems don't support it, but, all steps in the right direction, right? Okay, HomeKit News mentioned it. Yeah, Aqara T3 relay for garage doors is a good option too. Yeah, relays are cool. I actually just installed the SwitchBot relay at a friend's house for their garage door, which was the first time I ever used that one. I forgot about that. I was going to make like a little short video or something about that, and I forgot completely to do that. Yeah, it installed well, had no issues with it. Similar to the Aqara, but this one actually comes with, it's made for garage doors. Let me see if I can pull that up. It's kind of unique because it's basically a relay like the Aqara one, but it's made for garage doors, so it comes with a little contact sensor that plugs into the relay, so you can tell if your garage door is open or closed. What was kind of weird that I found in my experience, and this is at my friend's house, so I haven't had time to like tinker with it or anything at my house, but I just helped my friend install it, and it shows up in HomeKit when you add it to HomeKit as a lock, so you could still like lock it or unlock it, which closes and opens the garage door, but it doesn't show up in HomeKit as a garage door, which was kind of weird. But it installed really easily, and he can now control his garage door from his phone, so he's happy about that. But yeah, Tailwind has been great. Tailwind has a new one that came out not too long ago, and I really want to get my hands on that and try out the new one because it's got some updated features and stuff to it. But even the first gen one has been solid. Oh, nice, Jeff. Okay, interesting. Says Aqara sells their garage door package outside of the U.S. I did not realize that. I remember them kind of teasing that, or maybe it was a prototype at, I think it was at CES one year that they were going to do that. I didn't realize that they actually released that. I wonder why they haven't done it in the U.S. William Cooper says the Maris smart bulbs are just okay. Have to reset them every month or so. Yeah, that tends to be kind of what I hear from people with Maris products, is like they're just either okay or they don't like them at all usually. Oh, nice. Glee got the 2 of the FP300s. Estimated delivery is looks like before the end of the year. Nice. Yeah, it will be a nice little Christmas present. Give you something to do there on Christmas break. Play around with some new automations. Dave Rainey asked, what switches do you use for ceiling fans? I love the Lutron ceiling fan controller. They've been in my videos here and there. This right here is the one I'm using. I love this thing. It gives you full like speed control of your ceiling fan, and it sports HomeKit. You do have to have a Lutron Caseta bridge to use it though, so but I have a bunch of Lutron switches in my house, just the light switches and dimmers, and so these are fantastic, and yeah, I'm a big fan of those. They work really, really well. No issues with the Lutron stuff. Howard Cameron asks, e-ink frames, which have you checked out yet? Yeah, so the only one that I've used so far is the SwitchBot one. SwitchBot has a new e-ink frame. And they actually call it the AI art frame. And this is the one right here. They're actually on sale right now for Black Friday. So they come in 3 sizes. A really big one here for $1,300, but it is on sale right now, so you can save some money. But these are actually really cool. I have not used any of the other ones. I will say that I've kind of shot the video, and I was planning to release a video on the AI art frame for a few reasons. I was just really curious about it. I've never tried one of these, and an e-ink art frame. I've never been a huge fan of like the digital, what do you call them? Just like the digital art frames, because it's like an LCD screen. It's like a little monitor. You got to plug it in a lot of times. I just never really been a big fan of those. So I was curious with the e-ink art frames to check that out. So I did check it out, and I know my wife was really kind of curious about these too. She was really interested in these when she heard about them. But I was planning on releasing my video like maybe a week or 2 ago, and then I had some things that were some things I liked about it, some things that were just okay about it, and then I heard from SwitchBot that they were pushing an update to add some functionality and some different things. So I said, okay, well, let me wait and see what this update brings, so I can kind of release more of a well-rounded video and get all the new updates and stuff in there. So that update just came, I think, earlier this week. So just like a day or 2 ago, I was able to update it and start playing around with some of the updates. And so they're continuing to update it and stuff like that. So I will be releasing a video though. That video is going to come out probably within the next 2 weeks. I'll go ahead and release that once I'm able to kind of get through all those new updates and test it out a little bit more. But yeah, it's been pretty cool, like to change the artwork and stuff. I was just told my wife today, actually, I want to put like some Christmas artwork. I've got 2 of them now, 2 art frames. I want to put some Christmas pictures on them, you know, and that's what's cool is you can kind of just change them out, you know, whenever you want. Simply UK, simple PC UK. We ask about how I feel about the controller for HomeKit version 8, putting hub mode behind a paywall. Lots of people unhappy. We did talk about that a little bit previously. We actually talked about it a lot in last week's episode, last week's live stream. So I'm not going to go like into depth, kind of rehashing all that. But yeah, if you want to see, you know, hear like the whole conversation, we talked about it a lot last week. So I don't want to kind of rehash it all here again, but yeah, you could check out last week's replay if you want to hear my thoughts. Yeah, you're right though. There are a lot of people that seem to be unhappy with that. Oh, cool. Edgar says, played around with the AI and it's actually really cool. Told to create something with the mountains and clear blue sky and it was spot on. Nice. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of interesting because people have like mixed feelings about AI art, and you know, being an artist myself, like I get it. But the AI features in the frame are really cool. So I'm kind of excited to share that with my video coming up soon. And what I really like, one of the things you could do, kind of a little spoiler alert, one of the things you can do with it is you could take your existing photos and convert them into artwork, and you can choose different styles of art. So like you can choose like black and white pen art, like Japanese style art, American comic style art, all these different kinds of art. You can convert your existing photos into like artwork, that's been pretty cool. That's, I think, one of my favorite things about it. So stay tuned for more on that. I'll show some examples here coming soon. What's up, Arvin's so I cannot pronounce these names. I'm sorry. I don't even know why I try. I'm sorry. Says, how are you? I'm good. Thank you. I want to know how the Aqara FP300 review. I bought this and using amazing. Nice. So you're happy with it. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. I'm actually doing one of the videos coming out soon is going to be an automation video where I'm kind of diving a little deeper into some of my automations that took me forever to kind of get just right. So I wanted to share that. And the FP300 was actually a big part of me getting those automations just right. Let me see if I can get to a few more questions here. Tom H says, do you still love the GE under cabinet lights? Would you buy them with your own money? When measuring how much space is needed on the ends to accommodate wires, I assume they can't be flush. Yeah, so a lot of questions in there. Yes, I still love them. Would you buy them with your own money? Yes, I would. When measuring how much space is needed on the ends to accommodate wires, I can't say off the top of my head. It's been quite a while since I made that review video. You can go watch that video maybe to see the installation. But I mean, I don't think it's a lot. You can probably, but yeah, there is some wire that comes out of the end, so it can't be completely flush because the wires will have to come out. But you could probably wrap it around pretty tightly, but you will need some space, so it can't be 100% flush. And yeah, I think I answered all your questions there. But yeah, I still love them. Use them every single day. Happy with them. They are. I like having them better than light strips. I used light strips before, there's nothing wrong with light strips either. But the GE Sync under cabinet lights are like super bright. They support Matter. I've been happy with them. Let's see if we got a few more questions we can get to here. Question for everyone. How often do you have issues with your network? Whew, that could be a loaded question there. It depends on a lot of factors. Depends on what you're running there. But yeah, let everybody know how often you have issues with your network, and maybe what you're using. I will say that most of the time when I hear with people that have a lot of issues with stuff going on with there's a lot of motion going on back there with Snoopy. Most of the time when there's issues with the smart home and devices and stuff not working, it's usually network related. I will say that. Digital Designer says, will you be going to ISE Barcelona in 2026 also, or just CES? I'll have to look into that. I don't have any plans to go to ISE Barcelona. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I need to I think I may have heard of that, but right now it's just planned for CES. I did just go to IFA in Berlin, Germany for the first time this year, which was like a really big trip for me. It was like a total of 13 hours, I think, flight time. So that was the first time I did that. So I'm not sure if I'll be doing another trip across the pond there, but I don't know, maybe. IFA was a lot of fun, so I might go back to IFA. But yeah, definitely going to Las Vegas for CES in January. Caroline's going to be going with me on that one, which will be nice because she'll be able to help me like film stuff and different things, and also hang out. So that'll be fun. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I'll have to check that one out and see if that's something. Maybe might need a good reason to go to Barcelona. That could be fun. And I am seriously hearing the ice cream truck roll by right now. It is like 70 degrees here. That's kind of crazy. S. Augustine says, given that you enjoy Unify software, do you still use HomeKit for cameras? That's a good question. I will say that Unify cameras has been the first time that I've really used anything other than HomeKit for accessing my cameras like on a regular basis. I've used a lot of different cameras, a lot of different manufacturers over the years, but I always just use HomeKit to view them, check recordings and stuff like that on a daily basis. And Unify is the first one that I will. I think I can say that I've gotten to the point where if I want to look at my cameras specifically, I will go right into Unify instead of HomeKit to look at my cameras. So yeah, I guess maybe I do still use HomeKit for my cameras. Like other people in my house use HomeKit for everything. I still like having them there, especially if I'm controlling other accessories in the Home app or whatever. It's nice to still have the camera feeds there. So I do kind of expose all my Unify cameras over to HomeKit still. But if I'm just looking at cameras, I will use the Unify app most of the time these days. So you heard, I wasn't sure if you guys could hear the ice cream truck. It was pretty loud, wasn't it? I was wondering like what that was for a second. You probably saw the confused look on my face. Oh, nice. Edgar says, I need the G6 turrets in black to come back in stock so I can complete my purchase. I did just order, I ordered an AI enhancer for one of my Unify cameras. That was one of the other Black Friday purchases I got, was an enhancer for one of my Unify cameras. So I don't think, I almost spent some more money with Unify, but I didn't. I did spend quite a bit of money on Black Friday this year. But, stuff that I've been wanting to get, holding off for a good deal. I did get some stuff for, to kind of up our production with some different things. I got a camera light. I did get another camera. So I'm going to eventually add another camera setup to the podcast, the whole podcast setup that we're doing. So, trying to improve things and slowly build on kind of what we're doing. If you guys want to check out the podcast, there should be a link down in the description. It's got my wife on there. We actually talked a lot about the YouTube and like behind the scenes and stuff in the last episode that just came out yesterday. and a lot of stuff that I haven't really talked about like publicly, just talking about like behind the scenes, the business, the money, all that. And we're going to do a part 2 probably next week on the podcast for that. So if you have any interest at all, check out that. We also get into a lot of behind the scenes of our smart home with my wife and automations. And she's not usually too happy with the automations and stuff. So that's always kind of fun to check out. But link for that is down below. Also, just a reminder, if you're still looking for Black Friday stuff, go check out my website here. There's a link to this in the description of the live stream. Again, these are all the good ones that I've found. Everything from robot vacuums to robot mowers. The Navimo, I've been using that. Smart shades. We got SwitchBot, Aqara, Anchor Solex. A lot of good deals on here. Again, using that website does help support this channel, so that's always appreciated. And I just tried to create a good place where you guys can like easily find all the good deals. I took some of y'all's feedback and put the discount, original price, and the sale price here on this page. So hopefully you can kind of find everything and see everything easily within reach. So love the podcast. So fun seeing you two discuss life. Oh, thank you, Glee. I appreciate that. That's cool. That's cool to hear. I always kind of wondered like how many people from the main channel would be interested in, kind of the marriage and like the behind the scenes stuff that we do over there. But that's always cool to hear. I appreciate you tuning in. And thank you guys all for hanging out today. I do got to get going because I got to go run to the store before it closes. I know my wife is trying to whip up some stuff for Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. Thanks to everybody for hanging out today. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving if you're celebrating. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week, and I will see you all next week, hopefully. All right, God bless. Have a great day.